guys, welcome! In this video, we'll take a look at the new King Pouring cards that will be released in episode SP. This information is based on what's released as part of episode SP in the China server. There's no official patch note yet, but this might give us an idea on what's coming and what cards we should save up for crafting. As for the cards dropped by the new field monsters, we've already talked about those in our previous Rosanna and Rachel videos. If you haven't watched those yet, I have those linked down below. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. There are two batches of King Pouring Star cards released in the China server. The first batch was released at the beginning of episode SP, while the second batch was released about 2 months after the episode SP patch. We're not sure yet if the second batch will be released immediately in the C server, but hopefully they'll implement it soon. So let's start with the first batch of cards that were released at the start of episode SP. We have 10 cards in total, consisting of 5 normal monster star cards and 5 mini boss star cards. First up, we have the Ragnarok star card. This is a garment card which will increase neutral damage by 8% while decreasing neutral damage taken by 8%. This will be a very helpful card for classes that use neutral damage skills not only in PvP but also in PvE. Some classes that I can think of that will benefit from this card are Shurus with Asura Strike, Royal Guards with Sacrifice, Mechanics with Arms Cannon, and Super Novices with Card Attack. Notably, it has a plus 12 magic attack deposit reward. The materials for crafting this card are 10 Ragnarok card, 500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny, so expect that this will be quite expensive. Up next, we have the Evil Druid Star card. This is an armor card which grants plus 5 int, plus 5% holy damage, and plus 5% healing increase. This will mainly be useful for Archbishops since it increases heal and damage of holy element skills such as Adoramus and Jude. Notably, it has a plus 12 attack deposit reward. The materials for crafting this card are 10 Evil Druid card, 500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Up next, we have the Fairy Main Star card. This is a footgear card which grants a 50% chance to decrease the enemy's attack speed by 15% and movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds when receiving damage. This will be good against Agi-Crit Rune Knights and ADL Rangers. Notably, it has a plus 8 magic attack unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 10 Fairy Main card, 300 gram dust, and 1.5 million zenny. Up next, we have the Lewd Star card. This is an offhand card which grants a 20% magic damage reduction and an additional 5% magic damage reduction if your offhand reaches plus 12. This will be a good counter against magic classes in PvP. However, this will replace a staple mark card in your offhand slot, so the trade-off will be lower freeze resistance. Notably, it has a plus 1% def deposit reward and a plus 1% MDef unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 10 Loot card, 500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. And last, for the normal monster star cards, we have the Scarecrow Star card. This is an accessory card which grants 3% max HP and 5% healing bonus received. This is recommended for improving survivability in PvP. Notably, it has a plus 8 attack unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 10 Scarecrow cards, 300 gram dust, and 1.5 million zenny. Okay, now let's get to the mini boss star cards. All these are garment cards that will be useful for physical classes. First up, we have the Toad Star card. This will grant plus 10 dex, plus 20 flee, and 0.5% attack for every 18 points of dex you have. So this will be really good for classes that use bow, instrument, and whip. It will also be ideal for the physical build of the upcoming Doram or Summoner class. Notably, it has a plus 1 dex unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Toad card, 1,500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Up next, we have the Vagabond Wolf Star card, which grants plus 10 strength, plus 20 flee, and 0.5% attack for every 18 points of strength you have. So this will be very good for melee DPS classes. Notably, it has a plus 1 luck unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Vagabond Wolf card, 1,500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Up next, we have the Dragonfly Star card. This will grant plus 10 agi, plus 20 flee, and 0.5% auto attack damage for every 12 points of agi you have. This will be really good for ADL or crit type builds of Ranger, Rune Knight, Guillotine Cross, Mechanic, and Archbishop. Notably, it has a plus 1 agi unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Dragonfly card, 1,500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Up next, we have the Mastering Star card. This will grant plus 10 luck, plus 20 flee, and 0.5% physical damage for every 12 points of luck you have. This will be ideal for ADL or crit type builds mentioned earlier. Notably, it has a plus 1 luck unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Mastering card, 1,500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Now you might be wondering which of these mini boss star cards is better for your character, especially if you're using ADL or the crit type build. Given the same numerical values, percent damage and percent auto attack damage will yield more damage than percent attack. But you also need to consider that you'll probably have more dex or strength than agi and luck in your stats, so the numerical value for percent attack will be higher than that for percent damage or percent auto attack damage. Additionally, the percent attack from dex or strength is more versatile as it can be used outside of the auto attack crit builds. So choosing among these 4 cards will depend on a variety of factors such as your total stats, versatility when doing multi-jobs, and market prices. As for the remaining mini boss star card for garments, we have the Eclipse Star card, which grants plus 10 vit, plus 20 flee, and 0.5% max HP for every 12 points of vit you have. So this will be ideal for tanky builds. Notably, it has a plus 1 vit unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Eclipse card, 1,500 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Now let's take a look at the second batch of cards that were released in the middle of episode SP in the China server. We have 6 cards in total consisting of 2 normal monster star cards and 4 mini boss star cards. First up, we have the Harpy Star card. This is a garment card which grants plus 2 int, plus 20 magic attack, and 0.1% magic attack for every 6 points of int you have. This will be the best in-slot garment card for magic classes such as Warlocks, Sorcerers, Archbishops, and Supernovaes. This can also be used by the magic type build of the Summoner class. Notably, it has a plus 12 attack unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 15 Harpy card, 2,000 gram dust, and 2 million zenny, so expect that this will be quite expensive. Up next, we have the Horon Star card. This is an accessory card which grants plus 1,000 max HP and the ability to use level 1 sight with an additional range of 3 meters. This is a good upgrade to the current Horon card which is a staple in PvP. Notably, it has a plus 8 attack unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 10 Horon card, 300 gram dust, and 1 million zenny. Up next, we have the Fire Witch Star card. This is an accessory card which grants plus 20 magic attack and plus 4% ignore MDef. When your total int reaches 240 and 360 points, it will also grant a bonus of plus 20 magic attack and plus 2% ignore MDef each, meaning at 360 points of int you'll have a total of plus 60 magic attack and plus 8% ignore MDef. This will be a good alternative to the Zipper Bear Star card if you lack ignore MDef, but the trade-off is less magic attack. Notably, it has a plus 1 int unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Fire Witch card, 1,000 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Up next, we have the Anubis Star card. This is an offhand card which grants plus 5% damage to all races and 30% damage reduction from the Angel race monsters. This will definitely become the best in slot for improving damage due to its versatility. Notably, it has a plus 1% MDef deposit reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Anubis card, 1,000 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Up next, we have the Hyegun Star card. This is a garment card which grants plus 10 crit, plus 20 flee, and 0.1% crit damage for every 1 point of crit. So this will be ideal for the ADL or crit type builds mentioned earlier. Notably, it has a plus 12 magic attack unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Hyegon card, 1000 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. And lastly, we have the Rotor Syra Star card. This is a weapon card which grants plus 10 crit, plus 15% crit damage, a 100% chance to stun targets for 3 seconds when doing auto attacks, and an additional 10% damage to stun targets. So this will be a good PvP card for ADL or crit type builds mentioned earlier. Notably, it has a plus 12 magic attack unlock reward. The materials for crafting this card are 3 Rotor Zyre card, 1000 gram dust, and 2 million zenny. Alright, so far we've discussed all the upcoming cards that can be crafted when episode SB arrives in your server. You can now save up for those cards before their prices spike up. Currently, a lot of players in the C server have enough Nolan cards to roll for a mini or MVP card, so you might see an increase in supply of the mini cards. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.